People, they forget that as Christians, even though they are taking care of their spiritual beings by exercising it, doing fasting and prayer and other things, they forget that they are not spiritual beings only, that they are human beings. And we all need that casing, that vessel that God has given us, which is our body, to be able to live here on earth to fulfill the purpose that God has given them. Everyone, this is Life from a Christian Perspective with Faye. Thank you so much for watching my channel. In 1 Timothy 4:8, Christians have taken that verse literally to heart, where it says that you should, even though physical training and exercise is fine, that spiritual training is better, and then they don't do any physical training of their body. By the way, do you know how many minutes you are supposed to exercise as an adult? And do you know that there are different levels of physical activity? You have the light, you have the moderate, and you have the vigorous level of activity. So people, they forget that as Christians, even though beings by exercising it, doing fasting and prayer and other things, they forget that they are not spiritual beings only, that they are human beings. And we all need that casing, that vessel that God has given us, which is our body, to be able to live here on earth to fulfill the purpose that God has given them. And so I will of your physical body. And you know, some people might say, oh, how do I do that? And there are various ways that you can take care of your body. And believe you me, being unhealthy, being obese, being overweight is not a sign of good living. It is a sign that there is something going on wrong in your system, and it might shorten the length of time you will spend on earth when you're supposed to live a long and healthy life. So I want to share with you some tips that I would use personally to try to combine the trainings together. And by the training, I'm talking about the physical training as well as the spiritual training. Because some people might say, I don't have time to do that. I don't have money to go to the gym to exercise. So what do? I can take prayer walks. When I'm walking, I'm also exercising my body. My body is being taken care of, and also my spiritual being is also being taken care of. That is one way you can do it. You can take walks alone or with your family. In that way, you are also having family time and bonding. Take time out to walk, for a stroll with your spouse. Communicate, at the same time pray. Do different things. You're doing both together within the same period of time. In other words, you're using one stone to kill two birds. Another thing you can do is, even if you think that, for example, my environment is not safe, I can't go for a walk, there's nowhere to go, you can click that YouTube button and also just look for exercise routine to do in your parlor or sitting room, and then you're also well exercised. As you're doing that, you can also be praying. So that also ticks the box: spiritual exercise, physical exercise. You can, most importantly, the one that I do mostly in church, you can dance to the glory of God. So as you're dancing, as you're moving, as you're praising God, you're also exercising your body, and your body is being fit. Do you know that a lot of Christians, they could have reduced the time they're using to pray for healing, to pray against their father, brother, or ancestors that they think is responsible for disease that they have, if they've merely taken care of their body. Now, I want to also let you know that a lot of things that people have, like heart attack, cancer, diabetic, stroke, could have been prevented if they've just taken care of their body. The scientific research shows that at least 50% of this kind of related death could have been prevented if they've just exercised a little bit more. And so I would like to share these tips with you, and also you can find creative ways of which you can exercise your body and also your spiritual being. I'm going to leave you with one story to know that God also wants us to take care of our body because he has given us that casing so that we can fulfill the purpose of God on earth before we go. We don't want to get to heaven before our time. So there was this story that this pastor told me a long time ago, that there was a man was very spiritual, but he didn't used to take care of his body, and because of that he had, maybe it was heart attack or one kind of disease, and he died way before his time. And when he got to heaven's gate, God looked at him and said, "What's your name? But you're not supposed to be here until 20 or 30 years' time. What are you doing here?" But unfortunately, because he didn't take care of his body, it was there. And God said, "Well, you are here already. I can't send you back, but your mansion that we are building for you is not ready. So even though you are making heaven, but the mansion we are building for you is not yet ready. And so since you are here, why don't you just go and join the laborers to also help them to complete the building, the mansion they are going to stay in?" So if you don't want to get to heaven before your time and start to help to build the mansion that's supposed to be completed for you, please take care of that body of yours that God has given you to fulfill the purpose of God on earth. I will be talking about how to also live well by what you eat and how you sleep and other things in my next YouTube channel. So please stay tuned and remember to click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching my channel. My name is Feyodu Tobias and I am a child of God. Stay blessed.